What has our choir been working on all year? We have that, plus your sports and headline regulars, all up next on the GHS Reporter. Good morning and welcome to the GHS Reporter. I'm Kevin Thomas.
And I'm Brendan Phillips.
Walking through the halls of GHS, you may have heard a new piece being sung by our choir. What is this piece and why was it chosen? Elizabeth Olson has the story.
Since the beginning of the school year, Guilderland High School's concert choir, symphony orchestra, chamber strings, and chamber choir have been working on their second Masterworks concert. This year they will be performing selections from Handel's Messiah at their concert next Thursday. Ray Jean Teeter, Director of Concert and Chamber Choir, talked to us about the upcoming event. How was the Masterworks tradition started?
We started Masterworks last year, and it's basically a chance for the orchestra and the choir to get together and do something that is a pillar of the literature. Last year we did Vivaldi's Gloria. This year Handel's Messiah. There's all kinds of pieces that are written for chorus and orchestra that are really like the top 10 of choral literature, and we want to expose the kids in the program to those pieces because they're really great and they have a great tradition. And it's a chance for us to perform together, which we don't normally get to do very often. So,
what influenced your decision to have the choir perform Handel's Messiah this year?
Well, I can't take credit for this. This was really Mr. Herkenroder's baby. He performed this last year with Albany Pro Musica, and he really loves the piece, and it's very well known. It's really one of those pieces that when you think about pieces that any kid in choir or orchestra should know, this is one of them. So since we started this tradition of doing a Masterworks every winter season, after we did the Vivaldi, we were talking about what we should do for this year, and Mr. Herkenroder put in a big plug for this, and it's great. You know, everybody knows the Hallelujah Chorus, and we're actually doing the Hallelujah Chorus is not really the finale of the Messiah, it's the finale of the second section, so we're actually doing the real finale, which is called Worthy is the Lamb, which is a little bit more extended, so I'm excited about it. It's a good choice.
Can you explain to us what Handel's Messiah is?
The Messiah is what we call an oratorio, which is kind of like opera light. It's a collection of pieces for chorus, and then there's also soloists interspersed with orchestra, and it's generally on a theme. It's usually some kind of a biblical text. In this case, it's on the birth and the life and then the death of Christ.
How long is the original piece?
The original piece, if you do the whole thing, is about 2 hours long. We are doing 8 of the choral movements and 4 or 5 of the solo movements, so our portion will be probably around an hour long.
How has your progress been so far?
Progress is going well. This is really, I think, for both the orchestra and the chorus, there are 8 choral numbers that we're doing, and none of them are easy. They're incredibly difficult, and it requires a lot of independence. The sections are not singing all together. There's a lot of stuff where, the altos are singing one thing completely separate from the tenors and the basses. So they all got their scores. They all have their own individual score, and there's been a lot of outside of choir practice time that's been required just because it's so much material for them to learn. It's challenging, but they're coming up to the task, and I'm very proud. It's a good thing.
This is Elizabeth Olson for the GHS Reporter.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah! For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all.
Yesterday, George Mitchell's MLB steroid report was released, naming over 80 current and past players involved with steroids. Names on the list include Roger Clemens, Andy Pettitte, Eric Gagne, Brendan Donnelly, Miguel Tejada, Brian Roberts, and Paul LaDuca. And among the obvious names, Barry Bonds, Jason Giambi, Rafael Palmeiro, and Gary Sheffield were also names. Clemens denied the use of steroids following the report. And in other Yankees news, Alex Rodriguez finalized his contract with the Yankees for 10 years, $275 million guaranteed, with $31 million in performance bonuses. In the NBA yesterday, there were only 2 games, and the Wizards beat the Heat 104-91. Deshaun Stevenson led the Wizards with 26 points. Now on the West Coast, the Lakers beat the Spurs 102-97. Kobe Bryant led the Lakers with 30 points. That's all for today's sports.
As we all know, the first big winter storm that brought snow and sleet to the Northeast hit yesterday. Dozens of traffic accidents have been reported in towns all across the Northeast. The storm has been blamed for 35 deaths, mainly in car accidents. Another storm is headed on Saturday. Maribel Molly Rodriguez, the mother of Robert Hawkins, who walked into a mall in Omaha and shot numerous people, last week publicly apologized for forgiveness on ABC's Good Morning America for not realizing that there was something wrong with her son. Rodriguez says she is currently facing the horror left by the actions of her son and dealing with the loss of her child. That's all for today's headlines.
And once again, we'd like to remind you about the pancake breakfast coming up tomorrow.
Yes, tickets are $5 and it's from 8 to 10 a.m. at the Applebee's in Schenectady.
And tickets can be bought in lunch today.
That's all the time we have for the GHS Reporter. I'm Kevin Thomas.
And I'm Brendan Phelps.
Stay tuned for your announcements.
Have a great day.